But once we take your whole studio, it's gonna be over.
It's some exclusive documentation. Coming from the office of Jean Stothert. I couldn't imagine anything more humiliating than killing a bunch of kids and then getting my face put on the news. It's a monumentous moment here. The return.
And no country for politics. Unfortunately, we've had some budget cuts.
You may notice some quality choices here that are maybe subpar. However, we're here to spread the truth and nothing but the truth.
We got dropped by many of our sponsors, main one being Target.
We had a whole ad read kind of planned out, but they told us to tone it down. We tried, but I guess they didn't like it. This time it really wasn't that bad. But Target has some questionable funding with like Israel and these sort of things. It gets really touchy there, But anyways, so besides that though, I mean, we're making it work, and Target's woke anyways. We actually on our way earlier today, I saw some absolutely appalling merchandise at Target. A skibbity toilet, absolutely disgusting. And it was so obviously appealed to kids. They got it low down, right at their little eye levels. Just disgusting. Do you know what skibbity toilet is?
No, what's that?
It's some disgusting fetish content regarding toilets. I saw my son, my beautiful 5-year-old son. I gave him access to YouTube so he can watch, some of my favorite political commentators. And, I happened to walk on by and he's watching the skibbity toilet animation. And it's this guy's head inside of a toilet. And I can't imagine a more disgusting, vile thing than being inside of a toilet. Anyways, the fact they're marketing to kids, especially at Target, we can say whatever we want now since they dropped us. So, just disgusting.
We heard some false rumors going around from the Ben Shapiro show that we're anti-Semitic. I personally find that disgusting, considering none of us are Jewish, but we did go to a bar mitzvah once.
Exactly. I got invited, man. Why would they invite us?
So, this one's out to the Ben Shapiro show.
Get your lawyers.
We may be poor right now, but once we take your whole studio, it's going to be over. We're going to be rising to the top. #1 political podcast.
Yeah. We'll be sitting in your chair.
On to our topics today.
Yeah, we got some spicy stuff, juicy, and some exclusive documentation coming from the office of Jean Stothert. If you're not sure who Jean Stothert is, she is the mayor of Omaha.
Our beloved city.
Mm-hmm. Beloved. And this city was so beautiful before certain movements in the 60s. And Jean Stothert has had a lot to do with that in recent times. And some scandals going on in her personal life. You may have heard of the unfortunate passing of her first husband. Now, we have had some insider information. A sixth husband. We have been given from an anonymous source a note. This is very delicate information. We don't want to offend anybody. But this is important that people see this. This is documentation that's crucial for the people to see and to... everyone deserves to have an opinion on it,
Exclusive from No Country for Politics. You won't see any...
Nowhere else is covering this.
The original.
After this episode airs, you're going to see it everywhere, and they're just be rushing, just begging us for permission. But should we break that out? Yeah. All
right. Dear everyone, I am so sorry for doing this. I just can't make... Man, this guy's got a handwriting of a 2-year-old. Take it anymore. My bitch country wife is the source of all my pain.
Wow.
To her next husband / hookup, good luck. Man, I don't know if I can read this anymore. It's too...
This is some heavy stuff, guys, and just please If viewer discretion is advised. To her next husband, hook up. Good luck. That bitch got an elephant ear. It do grip though. Goodbye forever. It's signed. It's verified. We'll put a picture up, I'm sure. Oh, there's an extra little tidbit here. I forgot to mention that I love to diddle kids, and Diddy was my BFF forever. Wow, so this guy was pretty evil, I have to say. No wonder.
It's like on level with like the Columbine shooters of like evil. I can't believe that like Jean Stothert just attracts all these bad influences in her life.
It's crazy, and the fact that he took the coward's way out as well, and the fact that he actually pins it on Jean Stothert, it just goes to show kind of this hell demon magnet that Jean Stothert is, and the it's in our water. This evil substance that she is. So, just very dark stuff coming from the office of Jean Stothert and her sixth husband. Which, by the way, the number 6, I don't think it's a coincidence in there. Anyways, so that's exclusive stuff. We just absolute bomb dropped here in Omaha. So
yeah, I wouldn't say I'm expecting it, but like there's definitely been some seeds in the ground. Like after ConAgra left, right? Her husband started tweeting out all this random bullshit, and like I was under the impression that like he was angry about ConAgra leaving because that's like a massive amount of jobs. But I think if you read into it, I think it's actually about Jean Stothert being a terrible, terrible person. So I don't even blame him.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's completely understandable.
Terrible. Terrible person. Terrible for our city. Terrible for this world.
Yeah.
Jean Stothert, you're next.
So, to our viewers out there, just be praying for Omaha, So, Omaha is just a small part of the bigger picture. We got some national stuff coming up. Obviously, the election. It's pretty impressive. The Kamala Harris, the Harris organization in general. First off, just completely disgusting of them to rob the election of Joe Biden, to swoop in there and have him drop out of the race. Not only that, I've been seeing some reports of HARP technology, flying hurricanes into some of the richest Republican areas down south. All this stuff's real. You can go look it up. There's patents, literally U.S. patents for HARP technology that can steer storms, and it's killed up to almost 1,000 people. 1,000 people missing, but they're probably dead. Those HARP death rays are really effective. But just playing dirty from the Harris organization, really unfair.
I personally think this is just typical election stuff. It's all about this, the Harris doing all this big bad. But, Republicans have been doing the exact same thing for centuries now,
Yeah, will you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so years ago, 60-40. I'm not going to go too deep into it because, we can't say anything nowadays. But 60-40, 13-50.
It's just statistics.
So it's nothing new. These new hurricanes or whatever. It's basically like drone strikes.
Right. And it does really boil down to your vote means nothing. When they have this amount of power and influence, don't go to the polls. You'll probably get shot on your way there, especially if you live in Chicago. Speaking of getting shot, something interesting that I've noted as of late, especially with this election, remember back in 2020, 2016 to 2020 specifically, a lot of school shootings going on.
Columbine, Parkland, Berkeley, Las Vegas, all in Donald Trump's period.
Yeah. Some people would say those are fighting words by you. Why would Donald Trump do these sort of things? And I have to say, I was a very avid Trump guy back in 2016. And I'm still gonna vote for him, right?
Obviously.
You can't blame him for all these things. However, why would these things happen under Trump? Was it Trump? Do we know? Maybe that's why he lost 2020.
There wasn't enough of them for him to be popular during these school shootings.
And so the distinct lack of these shootings as of late I mean, and if anyone can tell us of one significant, at least in the past year, please let us know. But I don't think you could.
The media is just covering up all these shootings anyways. Yeah. If they were to happen.
And there's the whole argument of like, oh, you don't want to give the shooter attention, that's the only reason they do it. I argue the complete opposite. Listen, I couldn't imagine anything more humiliating than killing a bunch of kids and then getting my face put on the news. I couldn't imagine anything more. That's what we should be doing. Humiliating these disgusting people.
We should be leaking their addresses, doxing their family members. Anyone related to them should just be out in the wild.
You make a really good point because, this sickness that's within our society comes from their upbringing. It's not guns, all right? You put all your comments or whatever you want. I promise you it's not the assault rifles, all right? It's upbringings, and so the people who are responsible are the families of these shooters.
Not the shooter.
No.
The shooter didn't do anything wrong. They're using their Second Amendment right.
Exactly. They're doing what they were trained to do based on the society. Yeah. So bring those back, please. I miss them. Especially, man, Uvalde.
That was a S-tier school shooting.
S-tier. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people were saying this is the failure of the Uvalde Police Department. In reality, they were following the script. Don't go in and help. Scroll on TikTok while you're waiting to help. I mean, it's so obvious. The script is so obvious.
I think it's the failure of the kids. The kids should have been shooting him back.
Right.
Why didn't they have guns?
Exactly. And that's the thing is, not everyone in this country takes advantage of their Second Amendment right.
Clearly, the odds were against.
Yeah, it's just it's unfair, right? Some balancing issues in the public school system, let's say. So, whoever wins this next election, we got to get a change log out, man. Patch that shit, all right? Completely unfair. Give kids guns.
It's like going into a school with a knife fight. It's just like, you can't win that.
No. So certainly changes need to be made in that department. Probably need a whole new division, like CIA, FBI type shit.
Space Force.
Bring in the school shooting squad.
Yeah, speaking of guns, just like everywhere, not just the U.S., just everywhere needs to have more guns. Like Canada, they don't allow their citizens to have guns at all. I think it's completely stupid. We need to be more like Ukraine.
Do you get too much pussy?
Child support draining your weed money?
I don't know, you shit.
Extra large dick giving you extra large problems?
No condoms in your size?
They don't got extra small.
We are proud to present Plan D as our beloved sponsor. Plan D is a revolutionary new male contraceptive that will leave you never needing condoms again.
So go out there and raw dog away, my friend, without meddling kids ruining your nut.
I'm on round 15.
Use code NOCOUNTRYFOR-RUBBER to get 30% discount off your first purchase.
And it makes you gay.
What?
Where it's just a fire fest everywhere.
Absolutely.
Kids can't go to school? Good.
Right.
They need to be shooting rifles.
Exactly. The public school system is such a failure in the U.S. And we can see now by all of our funding to Ukraine, we've made such a beautiful transformation of that country. But man, I wish the U.S. was in an international conflict with its bordering countries when I was in high school. So
not just bordering, just like any country.
Really. Great Britain, great example. Just
filthy, nasty, despicable human beings there.
Have you seen their teeth? I mean, it's just, and also, like, at what point did we think that, you remember the Boston Tea Party, right? There was something powerful to that because coffee has always been superior, right? And suddenly now we're just, oh yeah, we're friends with these tea drinking motherfuckers. No, man. It's I digress, but
there's a reason why there's so many independent states now from Great Britain, just because they suck dick at everything they do.
They can't hold down the fort, bro. Like, what's going on? I just think we need to take some notes from Ukraine in there. Speaking of Ukraine, Pro CSGO player Simple. I hear he's out there. Crazy spray patterns, bro. He's got the AK down. That's their weapon of choice out there.
Like, I know he was an opper in CS, but I'm surprised that he just made the switch so...
Right. It's just so fluid and beautiful.
He's hitting flicks like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, these drones that the Russians are putting out, they're nothing. Because they have one man. His KD... Mwah.
Just it's peak. I mean, I probably pull up a statistic somewhere here, but
Yeah.
it's over 10. I'll just say that. Just incredible skills, and to be honest, a very beautiful fusion of the esports and military components there. And some people say it wasn't his choice to go fight, but
And we've seen this before, ads from the US trying to get Rocket League players to try to join the army. But I'm just so glad Ukraine is really leading it here.
right, exactly. They should be a role model for the U.S. Really, just we got to implement these things, because the U.S. has a surplus of useless gamers, right? Provide not really much to society. Those dudes know how to fly drones, I promise you. All right, so get on that, please.
And there is an elephant in the room. We're not talking about those, but it starts with an I and ends with Israel. Personally, I don't side with any side because that would be pretty despicable of me, putting human lives over a certain name. I just can't stand brown versus Jew. It should be U.S.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be. I do respect you not really choosing a side there. It is kind of an ugly conflict, but I really got to say, when did we let
the J people?
When did we let the J people take our pride and glory? That was missiles, drone strikes, into the minority.
Just not fair. It's because, again, can't say anything. But, they might be controlling. Oh. That's too far.
That might be a little too far, man. Back it up.
If you guys follow my my blog, you would know what I'm saying.
Uncensored. All the transcripts uncensored on the blog. Check it out. Some interesting stuff going on there. Funding going to questionable places. And, I do respect what Israel's doing. They got to keep it up. Got to keep the security right. But I don't think they should be one-upping us. So I think that we're probably going to bomb them next. So, but who knows? I think it's just in general, get the Muslim numbers down. Jews are.
Yeah, and it's kind of doing double time because the Jews are dying in mass numbers. Yeah. So they're weakening each other, and then we could just pop in.
And just to be clear, this is all speculation, all right? Just for legal reasons, right? However, at the same time, everything we say here is true. We've done our research. We're not just rambling, all right? So just take note of that, please. We have lawyers, don't worry. So I think with that, there's a very rich cultural reaction to what's going on in Israel. A lot of protests and stuff. But just speaking, I don't really want to talk on that. Just speaking of cultural things, especially with modern pop culture, I think it's just a lot of disgusting stuff that's going on. And speaking of pop culture stuff, we've picked out some lyrics.
These are all from the last year, by the way.
Yep.
All of these are very recent lyrics.
Yeah, so these are things. These are what people are listening to now. This is what your kids are listening to. I'm not saying to confiscate your kids' headphones, but
just be wary.
Yeah.
For what they could be listening to.
And all of these are absolutely on the board.
We got some lyrics. This is from Little Choir Boy. I'm a born-again Christian, 5 years out. Going in raw. Pussy smell like sauerkraut. Disgusting. I can't believe...
First off, Little Choir Boy. That's just offensive to all the Christians out there. What the hell does sauerkraut have to do with being a Christian? Just unbelievable stuff. Next, we have an interesting one. This is teaching people how to steal credit card information. First, you want to get a bank log from a trusted site. Do your research because the information must be right. You got to be on point. Don't be sitting around trying to get high. Hit a big play. Don't get booked for a petty ass crime.
Teaching little baby children how to steal money.
It's insane because, like, I mean, I've seen a baby at the ATM, bro. He had like 6 credit cards on him, doing some fraud shit. I can't believe it. Just unbelievable what they're doing to our sweet little boys.
Okay. This is from critically acclaimed multi-Grammy winner Miley Cyrus. Remember, she was on Disney Channel back in the day. Driving so fast, gonna piss myself.
Ugh. Just Disney Channel.
This is what America is like nowadays.
Yeah. And, I mean, think about it. When was the last time your kid pissed himself? Probably recently. Miley Cyrus.
There's no correlation, but there might be a correlation.
I never heard about changing diapers until this song came out, so.
Just appalling. All right, this one. Very interesting. This just goes to show how hands-off parents are nowadays. My son ain't want nothing to do with these bars. 5 tabs of acid. Sent that boy straight to Mars. I mean, drugging little kids? Seriously? I mean, if we talk about all these ideas getting put into our kids' heads, right? Certain gender identity things going around. Where do you think that starts? Psychedelics. Trust me on that one.
And this is just a gateway into fentanyl.
Yeah, honestly.
10 trillion people have died from fentanyl this hour.
Yep. Fact check that. Put it out on screen. It's real. And that's more than the Black Plague, too. So drugs are just ripping this country apart at the seams.
This one's disgusting. I'm artistic. I'm not going to say it. I can't say anything. Autistic, retarded. You didn't even try with that one.
It's like, especially, I mean, listen. The use of the N-word, first off, finders keepers, right? So that's all I'm going to say on that, but got to keep it PC. I think we'll do one more for the night. So this one's from Winger, very popular. Daddy says she's too young, but she's old enough for me. Now,
Yo, who wrote that? That one isn't even that bad.
I mean, it doesn't really even rhyme. I'm confused where you're coming from with that.
No, that's music.
Have you even heard the song?
No, but like it sounded fine to me. Like, what's the problem?
Let me read this one more time, okay? Daddy says she's too young, but she's old enough for me.
Yeah, old. Yeah. Oh shit! I might have to use that later.
What? I'm just gonna. Well, first, I would ask you, how old do you think is old enough? Just so we get this out of the.
I mean, Western culture says that anything below the age of 21 is just weird, creepy. But I come from a different culture where 9-year-old is just like 15-year-old is like, oh, give me that shit. So I don't know what he means by old enough. Like, this is definitely like a cultural difference going on here.
I understand with the culture thing. I mean, I don't know where you come from, like Japan, Korea, or something like that.
No, I come from Kansas.
Kansas, Korea. Anyways, culture. I mean, first off, my son's 5 years old, right? I think in 10 years he's gonna be like, that age you're talking about, right? You understand that if this episode doesn't do well, and it's because of you and your creepy shit.
I'm speaking the truth here.
We did say everything we say here is true. You're on thin ice, buddy. So
Whatever.
cultural, it's the most divisive thing on the planet. I guess we can all agree on that, right? Just eliminate culture. Honestly, don't eat it. I think that might do it for the night. Would you like to add any closing statements before we head out of here?
I don't know how our country is gonna make it to the future. Just because, like, China's beating us on GDP. Israel's beating us on brown hate crimes.
Yeah.
And Ukraine's beating us in school shootings. So it's just like, what are we as a nation anymore? Those were like our top 3 identity.
Exactly. It's just we've really lost our way as a country.
There's only, there's one certain group we can blame for this.
There is. Target.
Yeah. Jean Stothert.
That genre of individual.
And again, no surprise. We'll just say this is a suicide from Jean Stothert's 6th husband. But I don't think he was in the group.
No. Listen. This guy clearly had information.
Obviously.
This is the big story, right? I know it was the first topic, but I really want to emphasize this.
All of this is interconnected. All these topics are interconnected, but nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro? Nope. Joe Rogan? Nope. Ethan Klein? Nope.
And Ethan Klein, is there any surprise that he's not talking about any of this stuff? I mean,
Ben Shapiro, is there any
any surprise there? Joe Rogan, I haven't seen him wear a yarmulke, but
He's with that bald ass head, he probably got one hidden there.
So
please check your locks.
And please donate. We are broke as
Yeah.
fuck.
This episode will be a financial success. I never like asking for money, but there is a link in the description if you'd like to send us some money. It helps us out a lot. So thank you guys very much. This is the truth here, and it's the only place you can find it anymore. So
Awesome.
stay tuned.
More episodes coming if we get funding.
please.
Movimenta, 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 movimenta.
Tá, vai pegação.
Movimenta, movimenta. Ela gosta da putaria. Movimenta, movimenta, movimenta.